How you doing? I'm Sal, and this is my new Taylor K26 CE that that I bought from Spindrift Guitars. Um, uh, so I I've been well. First, I want to say that that piece that you just heard was a cover of Phil Keaggy's "A Wind in the Wheat," um, and I made a lot of mistakes through it and can nowhere near play it like Phil does. But it's probably my favorite musical instrumental piece out there. That and his Cajun Pass. So Phil Keaggy's an amazing musician, and I actually met him once, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But like I said, this is my new Taylor. I am a Taylor guy. I ever since I picked one up about maybe 15 years ago or so. Um, I've never looked at another brand. They just feel right to me. The weight, the balance, the sound, the looks, everything about the Taylor, I'm just drawn towards. Not to say there's anything wrong with Martins or Ibanez or anything like that. I mean, they, all great guitars. It's just a matter of preference. So, and this one happens to be mine. So, I played a Koa guitar maybe somewhere around 10 years ago, and I've wanted one ever since. But never had the um, could never justify purchasing one because I really didn't feel I was good enough to own one. And I'm still not good enough to own one, but I just don't care anymore. So, so I did it anyways. Um, a little bit about how I came to buy this one. Spindrift, I found them online, and they were selling this guitar, and the price was right. And so I happened to be deployed at the time. I just got back from my deployment a few days ago, actually. Um, and every time I deploy, I get myself end of deployment present. And this time it was the Taylor Koa wood. Um, as I was doing my research online, I really tried to find some place that was selling one for a decent price, and Spindrift just knocked it out of the park. I have to say that it's been one of the most pleasant experiences I've ever had of purchasing something online. And it's not easy handling a large volume of product and giving it that personal feel, but they managed to do it. So I mean, I don't know how much sales that they do, but when I sent them an email, I would get a response sometimes within minutes. If not, it was the most, it was a day. And huge thank you to Theo and John and all those at Spindrift that helped me get this guitar. Just phenomenal customer service. I cannot say enough about them. And if I ever do business buying another purchase like this, I'll definitely go to them first. Um, so, so a little bit about this guitar. It's a Taylor K26, which is the Grand Symphony body style. I also own a 714 CE, which is a 2003 model, and I'll do a comparison in a minute. But this guitar is just absolutely amazing. It's so well balanced. Nothing. There's It doesn't tend to lean warm or bright. It just tends to be like a perfect balance to me. And they say it will get warmer over the years as the wood opens up, which is fine by me because I like that type of sound. So the just the sustain on this, the tonal quality is just everything you'd expect from a Taylor. I'm playing it kind of gentle right now, but I'm a very an aggressive strummer, which they say that I should probably someone with my playing style should go with a spruce top and a grand orchestra type jumbo guitar. But I also like to do fingerstyle as well, and I like to do a lot of softing. So I need a guitar that can do everything for me, and that's why I usually go with the Taylors, because they seem to be able to hold up to anything that you throw at it. So this is amplified right now, and a little bit about this amplification system. It's got the ES2 in it, and I think Taylor really did a good job at improving on their amp. So, or the pickups, I should say. So, one thing I noticed right away is that this is using a 9-volt battery, whereas the old one used a AA setup, and it's a lot more convenient and easier to change the battery. And I believe it's a lot more sensitive too. It tends to pick up a lot more detail in your playing. So as you can see, the volume is just incredible. So I just turn the volume off so now you can hear it without it being amplified. So like I said, this is just an absolutely, just an amazing instrument. So dealing with Spindrift was just a pleasant experience. Like I said, having to do everything online while I was deployed, it's kind of makes you nervous spending this type of money, you know, and having something sent to you. You'd rather just go to a store and buy it and, you know, see it through from start to finish. But you know, you just don't have that luxury sometimes. So, you know, me, you know, when I'm not deployed, I'm stationed here in Italy, which is where I am right now. So I tend to do a lot of my shopping online, and I hate shopping anyway, so I tend to avoid it as much as possible. But for something like this, I would definitely prefer to go into a store. But over here, I just don't have that luxury. I mean, I have music stores, but to get a Taylor over here, you're going to spend twice as much money as that you would in the States. So anyways, this guitar, Spindrift was selling, and it was used, but you can't tell. This thing looks absolutely brand new. There is one tiny, tiny little blemish, there's a little nick on it that you wouldn't even be able to see through the video, so I'm not even going to bother showing it. But it's flawless. It really is. And Koa has to be, in my opinion, the best looking wood out there to put on a guitar. And I'm surprised that more people don't use them. I don't know of anybody that plays them, like any professional musicians. I tried to do some research, and there was nobody I've noticed plays one, but that's just that's just me. They're probably out there. I just don't know who they are. One of the reasons why I was drawn to a Taylor is that my absolute dream guitar to own would be a James Olsen, but I just can't afford one, and I don't think I would ever buy one just because my playing is nowhere near good enough to own one of those instruments. But I believe the Taylor does a good job at coming close to something of that quality, because the Olsens, in my opinion, they're the Ferraris of guitars. They're just the utmost. You can't get anything better. So I had a chance to play one that belonged to Phil Keaggy. I went to go see him in concert, and I got to meet him, and he let me play his, and that guitar is absolutely incredible. But again, they start at $12,000, so I can't justify making a purchase like that. So so the Taylor, in my opinion, is the next best thing, and they don't disappoint. I've got 3 Taylors. I've got this. I've got a 714 CE, which is a 2003 model, and I got a big baby Taylor that I picked up used. I bought all 3 of them used, but this one by far is already my favorite, and I've only owned it for less than 2 days. I got it in the mail yesterday, and I haven't been able to put it down. So this is the Grand Symphony buy shape, which is a little bit larger. It's their in between Grand Auditorium and Grand Orchestra. So you're going to get some volume out of this guitar, as well as a lot of playability and sensitivity to a softer style. So it really does everything, just like the Grand Auditorium does. But one thing that the Grand Symphony has over the Grand Auditorium is a bit more volume. So me being an aggressive strummer, I always got slightly frustrated with my 714 because I wanted it to play louder, and it couldn't. It couldn't play louder no matter how hard I strummed it. So this, I can tell, is gonna do what I would like it to do. So because my playing style has kind of evolved over the years, and I'm kind of rough on my guitars, so I need something to kind of hold up to the abuse that I give it. But just see how well it holds up to a very aggressive strum. And as well as a finger style. So, I'm very happy with this purchase. So, one thing that searching for this guitar did for me, like I said, I was deployed at the time. I wasn't in anywhere dangerous. I wasn't in any austere conditions. But the thing about being in a deployment for 6 months, you feel like you're in another world, and you feel like you're not yourself. Like your life is on pause, and you're just waiting in a holding pattern, just waiting to get back to normal. And unless you've been deployed, you're just not going to understand what it's like. And you don't feel like you're yourself. Looking for this guitar and doing a research and the hope of owning it and playing it was something that I looked forward to and helped me to feel like me, where it's hard to in a place like that. So I really appreciate just the phenomenal customer service that the folks at Spindrift showed, and like I said, they were right on top of the emails, working with me, asking if I need anything else. They gave me a good deal on a strap and a capo and strings and stuff like that. So definitely will go through them again if I buy another purchase, something like this. So I also want to do a quick comparison and show you the difference between this guitar and the 714. So just in case you're in the market for one, and you want to you're choosing between these two guitars, which they're both amazing. So you heard a little bit of this one. Let me break out my 714 so that you can get a better idea. All right. Okay, so this one again, this is a really great guitar, and you can't go wrong with a purchase like this. But I would say that if you are a very heavy strummer, you got a heavy hand, I would go towards one of the bigger ones, or maybe the 714 with a spruce top, which I believe they do make, because spruce is a much it's a more voluminous wood, and you'll get more sound out of it. So I didn't know much about guitars and woods and stuff when I actually bought this. I was kind of a bit I was a novice with it. but I liked how this one looked. I liked the darker wood of the cedar, and I just I liked how it sounded. I liked how it felt. So I got this one, and I would do it again. I would not change anything. It's just that you know, like I said, as my playing evolved and I got a bit more aggressive with my strumming, I kind of needed something a bit bigger. So right now it's plugged in. So you can hear it. It tends to be, it's a bit on a maybe on a brighter side. So you know, you kind of there should have an idea of the two different guitars. So like I said, both these guitars are high quality, amazing instruments, and you wouldn't be able to go wrong with either one of them. But you know, I would say if you're in the market for a new guitar, some of the things that I didn't know at the time that I know now is that the woods definitely make a huge difference. The shape makes a huge difference, and there's a limitless combination of shapes and woods that can be used in bindings, and all of it makes a different sound. So you know, when I first started playing, I knew none of that, and I just, you find the cheapest guitar that you can find used, like a $40 hand-me-down, and you start playing, and you don't know the difference, what's going on. So, again, the one thing about the Koa that I will say is to me it's the best looking wood out there. Yeah, you're not going to find anything that's better looking. Maybe the Cocobolo can compare, but I don't think so. I think that this is just the most beautiful wood that you can buy, and then Taylor just does a great job at just bringing it out. And they make art. This isn't just a guitar; it's a piece of art. Once again, thank you to Spindrift for helping me get through my deployment a bit easier. Thank you for the great customer service, and just thank you for the overall wonderful experience. And I believe your brick and mortar store is in Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. I'm from New York, I have family in Connecticut, and if I'm ever in the area, I definitely want to come in and see you guys and shake your guys' hand and just thank you for what you did for me. Maybe for you on your end it was just a sale, and you don't understand what it did for me, but like I said, it helped me get through my deployment and feel normal. It gave me something to look forward to when I got back to Italy, and it really was just a lot. I felt a connection with the salespeople there, even though we didn't meet. I just did over email, which made me want to purchase from them, and also it wasn't like buying from Musician's Friend, because you can get a good deal through them as well, and but everything is just click buy. You're not dealing with people, and they really Spindrift really brought that mom and pop shop feel through an online purchase, which is not easy to do. So I totally appreciate their business, and I would definitely recommend them if you're looking for a guitar or anything in music wise. I recommend their store. So I'm retiring from the military next year, and that was my last deployment. So no more big presents for me. Maybe a retirement gift. So I'll look you guys up if I'm in the market for another guitar when I retire. But I think I'm going to go classic car for that one. But so if you guys sell cars, let me know. I'll definitely buy something from you. So thank you again, and wish you guys all the best. And for those of you that are making a decision on whether to buy one of these guitars, I hope I was able to help you out at all. So thank you, and God bless.